I had a conversation with a YouTuber who I will not mention the name because some of you have said to not mention the name. And this person said, you PC DIY gamers are, irrelevant and useless to the, PC, manufacturers and PC component manufacturers. They're all chasing this AI paradigm and blah, 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 blah. And I thought this was more like someone who has an agenda and a vendetta against people who game on PC. And let me go ahead and give you what I think. And this is my opinion, right? I think the PlayStation Coalition, I think you guys were having a lot of fun. It was fun for you guys to, say interesting things to Xbox users, and nobody kind of called you out on anything. And the moment PC gamers walked into the whole thing with Herman Holst on our, by our side, anyways, who was basically out there just, tossing games back and forth to the PC community, it kind of irked you guys in a little way. So what you guys want to see, because I've seen the way these so-called PlayStation cats interact with Xbox guys, is you want, and I'm going to say this, you want PC gaming to die. Now, here's why that's ironic. If PC gaming dies, your console gaming will also die as well because those are PCs. So be careful what you're wishing, because your motives are basically screaming it, like in a sense. Now, that aside, when you kind of think about what's going on, I want to show you one very interesting scenario that's going on right now with the so-called PC gaming, manufacturers that don't care for PC gamers, but even though they're over here price gouging and stuff, they're still very much concerned about their public-facing image. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this particular, scenario out here. So Corsair, right, reportedly canceled a user's PC order. They hiked the price. This was a pre-built PC. Then they hiked the price by $800 as well. So the user ordered a Corsair Vengeance gaming PC for $3,499. More than likely had a 5090 in there, if I'm correct. Oh, it had a 5080. Ooh, that's expensive. And even received an invoice only for Corsair to cancel the order without explanation and release the same system for $4,299. Corsair came out and said they retweeted the article. This is not a screenshot. This is the WCCF article, right? Because they know what's going to happen to them. A lot of the work that's been done in journalism in the PC gaming side has been to be more consumer protective. Those of you that play on PlayStation, this stuff doesn't happen in your coalition. Everybody that I've seen for the PlayStation side, for the most part, they kowtow and they basically kiss PlayStation's ring and they take the nonsense PlayStation offers them. I'm just that PlayStation guy that told the PlayStation, you can pound sand if you're not going to give me value. And I know it made a lot of you upset, which is perfectly fine. It shows that there's a lot of work that needs to be done in that conversation. But again, that aside, they said, we're aware, of a customer placed an order for Vengeance A5100 gaming PC on our web store on December 31st. The order was flagged by our fraud detection system and was canceled as a result. On January 1st, our holiday deals promo pricing ended and the normal pricing was reinstated. We're in contact with this customer directly to let them know we will still honor the price and will make sure their order is not flagged once again. You see, they have to do this because their butt is on the line. And if their butt does not make amends for this, they know that they will be cooked. You see, Corsair is on the naughty list of a lot of PC gamers. And I know those of you that think that PC gaming is dead and these PC gaming companies aren't going to blah, 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 blah. I warned you that day in that conversation, you YouTuber, that I'm not allowed to say your name, that there are still companies who are not Micron, Hynix, or Samsung, that their end customer is the PC gamer. And they have to still survive. They need us. So they'll do all the fighting with Nvidia, freaking Hynix and Samsung to bring us goods so that they can make money, or they close up shop and go away. It is this particular hedge of the distributor that makes me kick back, relax, and let everybody do their stupidity. And when they're ready, if they want to sell computer components to us, then they can go ahead and do that. But again, people who basically it's like, how do I put it? It's like you give a child a toy car, and all of a sudden, that child comes to you and says, "Hey, I can now drive." That's what this thing has now become for a lot of these console gamer talking heads when they come into the PC space. I'm not categorizing y'all's, opinions this way. You all are categorizing your opinions this way. You're doing all the work for me, right? And you're showing that, man, you guys have no idea how this whole thing works. You see, many of these cats have started watching recently Jay's Two Cents, Linus, I said Linus, Gamers Nexus, and some of the other advocacy groups. And also, I don't know if many of them watch Louis Rossman. If they did, many of you will pass out. If Louis Rossman had to actually tell you about companies like PlayStation, I don't think you can actually handle that content. So I recommend that if you're a PlayStation fanboy and you see Louis Rossman, run away, bro, because this is not VG where you come in the comment section and start doing all this. It's a whole different monster. Don't touch it. Just giving you a fair, shot at actually keeping your sanity, because Rossman doesn't give no two flips about anybody. But one thing you guys don't realize is companies that like these, Corsair, NZXT, even Linus Tech Tips at one point in time, have actually been under the radar of PC component YouTubers, reviewers, and tech tubers when they actually make poor products or make bad decisions. So it hasn't behooved us that companies like Asus has been under the radar of PC gamers at large, or NZXT and such. So seeing Corsair actually come to the table to want to have this conversation actually says that they really do regard our business. And it is this regard for our business, which their entire business model is predicated on, that we're already sitting here and chilling and saying, man, you go, buddy, because there's a lot of opportunity out here. Just because you buy a subsidized console, limited access PC, with no admin rights, by the way, from Sony or from Microsoft or from Nintendo, doesn't mean that somewhere, somehow, everything should be built around your own perceived image that some company is marketing to you. I gotta hand it to PlayStation, man. Their marketing has been so effective. They got their own users over here sitting here huffing some kind of, I don't know what it is, ego boost every morning in order for them to think that somewhere, somehow, they play on a platform that's impervious to the market. Well, I hope you're ready for a big fat surprise, because the platform that you think is impervious to the market is now basically showing the fissures that are there, as those components that you've been yelling about that are going to affect PC, they're all coming for you. Why? Because they're in your PC. It just happens to be that your PC is designed in some kind of a box to make you think that it's not a PC. Yet it leverages everything that PCs leverage. I mean, what is the operating system that PlayStation, operating system is built on these days? Didn't they say it was free BSD? Isn't that like a Linux thing of some kind? Please, let's all calm down and let's realize that we're all basically in some kind of a similar boat. However, some decks do exist where everybody else is running their game. And believe you me, Xbox rose up the deck when it gave its own gamers access to whatever the flip they want. For instance, the Xbox gamer is going to be looking forward to basically every game if they want to actually go ahead and look forward to every game. Why? Because these games are going to be coming to PC where the Xbox gamer has access to. It's a different conversation, but it's one that I think is actually necessary to point out, as now many are starting to see that PC cannot be ignored from a gaming side. Can you imagine, and I don't think many people have actually imagined the ramifications. Oh, Nvidia and AMD and Intel want to do this. My dude, these companies need the end customer. For now, they may be enjoying, all kinds of, government agency monies and all the above, but at some point in time, there are only so many of these so-called, business models that they can pursue. There's only so much. But the one customer, though, that continues to make more customers are the human beings on Earth. And they're going to need us. So that's why Corsair is acting accordingly.